So on screen, you should be seeing a kind of time lapse. This is still not the final piece of art that I want to use for this boss, but basically I was going through essentially drawing with dither patterns. I mean, I usually use a checkerboard 1 pixel black white pattern, but there are obviously other dither patterns to use. I was just trying to test out which one was best, and as if you've been listening to me for the past few episodes and whatnot, yeah, it hasn't been going that well, which is why I'm showing you basically the results of an attempt I'm making. It's probably the closest one I have yet, which is why I don't mind showing it. But yeah, as we get into this run, and we'll do a full custom run because I still have not released what I wanted to release. Shrug. So excuse me. I just want to make sure we're on Mizuki, but we're going to be setting things to Aaron and then Knightly Aura backstory. So keep that in mind for the timestamps as we move forward, because if nothing else, I forget, and then I just become really, really sad. So, yeah. Also, there we go. And let's move into it. So, as we get into our Aaron Knightly Aura Mizuki run here, this is going to be an interesting mix of RNG, both in Aura of the Night doing max stamina, max reason, and I think Aaron has max stamina, max reason effects as well. But Dexterity, Light, second encounter knowledge, Takshisan, and maybe a second mystery check, every single non-stat check, maybe. But we're playing with Mizuki, and we just cross our fingers and hope for the best, because there are some pretty devastating effects for ally attack builds specifically on Aaron, and it's completely RNG. Basically, it's completely RNG. So shrug, we're gonna find out what happens. So something to mention really quickly as we're going through Mizuki here is that this is the old Mizuki art. So if you didn't know, what I did at the character selection screen is basically the difference. Some people have asked about that before in the community, so I'm just gonna address it here while I'm using it. So as we get Festival, Ramen, Coma, Raven, and Phantasms, I took Valentine's out of the rotation. Because actually I was supposed to be looking for Template, so never mind. So we'll do Template, Raven, Coma, Ramen, Festival. And just to kind of go through a run more normally, we're going to take something else first. Probably going to be Raven into Festival, so that I can deal with the boss of Template later. Now that being said, we do have to make use of the Schoolyard and the Illegal Den to grab allies. We might as well do it here while we have the Charisma, because one of the effects of that Aaron can give you is basically a stat change. I know one of stat change for sure, but I was also looking around seeing if I wanted an item, and I realized I had no I had no funds. So probably something to think about. Could visit the tree twice. Costs Doom and 2 curses, but it's probably worth it overall. Even if I'm running ally attack, you can use the monument and be relatively fine. Now, if it asks for funds, that's a whole different story, but I'm probably just going to eat stamina damage in the face. But otherwise, for those who haven't seen Aaron before, because it's been a long time, a quick 15 second explanation, you roll a number between 1 and 100, and each one of those numbers has an effect. Program-wise, that means a very, very long Ito file, but basically there are many different effects, and Aaron is a good sample of what you can do with the custom Old God. So, if for no other reason than there are 100 effects, choose one effect and apply it to an Old God that you want to make, and tweak it a little bit if you want to make it a bit more in tune with what your Old God is lore-wise. But otherwise, yeah, a lot of random RNG involved here. Not saying that you can't plan around a lot of it, but as you can see here, it can be a whole host of things. So playing with Aaron is certainly playing with seeing how good your real life luck stat may be. So, goodness gracious. But as we get more Aaron effects, and we're also looking at Knightly Aura effects. Knightly Aura, again, I wanted to add in an event or two for Knightly Aura if possible, but if that's not possible, and when I say that, I'm being very, very vague because I don't want to kind of give my hand, if that makes any sense. Also, I just realized we have to deal with a Raven that's dealing 5 Doom damage because I did not run away successfully. So I think we're going to end up throwing this bottle at this Raven. So let me just do some calculations. 6. No, it's not going to make a difference, is it? It's not going to make a difference. I could send an enemy, and it's because we have burns. We're taking extra super damage. But, I don't want to get rid of an ally either. So, I guess the real question is if there's anything else I can do. Not really. Offering being 105 times action speed, I always wondered why that was the case. The simple reason would be because, and we're just going to take this 15 damage in the face, by the way, we don't have any other recourse, but is so that you can't off. Maybe the thought was offering twice in a turn was too powerful, but considering how much damage you can do to a ghost normally, and that funds are, they're not a limited resource, that's not the word I want to use, but basically, funds do matter in a very specific timings. For me, specific timings, for most other players, usually at the beginning of a run, but making sure you don't run into out of funds is pretty nice. Until someone, okay, so to kind of flip that around, until someone says, oh, Jordan, actually out of funds is not that bad, because I ran the math and did a lot of other stuff. I'm talking as if I'm someone else, then yeah, sure. Like, I'm shrugging real life. That's all I can really say. Maybe I'm wrong, but otherwise I say keeping out of funds out of your current run, I think is kind of important. That being said, since we have Festival, we can go for more allies, so I'm going to purposely take out of funds in the face here for the purposes of dealing more damage, because we certainly are going to be lacking on Doom. So, and then, yeah, hoping that at some point maybe Aaron lowers my Doom, but that's hoping for a lot. So, shrug. That being said, did that Aaron effect just give me Fast Swimmer? If that was the case, that is nice. Unfortunately, Doom is the worry here, so shrug. That being said, running into medical kit stuff is quite helpful. Basically, yeah, so at this point you might be wondering, well, isn't Aaron just a big RNG fest and strategy doesn't matter? No, I say it still matters. I think well, at a minimum, I could have definitely survived a lot of Aaron runs. I feel confident in saying that. Now, should I be confident in saying I can survive most Aaron runs myself? Probably not, but hey, we're going to go for 2 ally attacks and hope we hit them both. Probably could have just done a kick as well, but I'm kind of going crazy because my Doom is at 54%, and we're at the end of Festival here. I almost said Force. Festival here, but unfortunately, as I failed to also get another ally, yeah, Doom being 60% moving into your third mystery is quite a lot. You actually want to be at 40%. For some reason, I thought 60% might have been normal, but that's not the case. So, getting a Holy Candle, on the other hand, might be 3 to 6 Doom decrease. Will depend. Unfortunately, we have to run here, so whoops. But yeah, 60% Doom. Right on the dot. Actually, no, with time skip. Time skip just added 5 more Doom, so whoops. Shrug. So in we go, and hope we get Fame. And if we don't get Fame, we just have to live with whatever we get. The Charisma will be nice, though, because I want to do ally attacks. So, yeah. And when we get Fame, we don't really have to worry about bracing so much. We do have Fast Swimmer, but that's not the end-all, be-all of being able to brace reliably. If you're running ally attack, you really, really, really do want Fame. Fast Swimmer does help out, don't get me wrong, but the onus, if I'm using that word correctly, is on getting the Fame perk. Yeah, that's all I have to say at the moment. I can actually do 3 attack boosts. Now, am I going to hit both of these? 90%. I had to catch my headphones because I leaned my head back and my headphones were falling off. That was 30%, right? Or that was 90%, right? Well, this is why I don't play with RNG most of the time. And if I do play with RNG, it's for fun. But you get the point. Am I even going to make it to the end of this mystery? I can if I force... You know what? We're just going to force the painkillers here. I have tiny cuts anyway. I could get rid of one and hope for a thingamajig. I also have a bandage. But, you know what? I'll break that. Stable condition is pretty much breaking. It is breaking even, actually, because nothing bad happens to you. But you don't get anything. You don't get any advantages out of it. I was going to say anything good, but really not getting hasty aid is already a lot. So I forgot to fix that variable. I thought I fixed it. I must not have saved the Ito file. That's fine for the moment. But yeah, I just want to fight this boss and see how it turns out. Now, again, we don't have Fame here. This is not normal. It can happen. I won't say that it's not likely, but you are not supposed to be entering your third mystery without Fame. That's actually 50-50. I'm not going to say that. What I mean by that is there's probably like a 50% chance you don't get Fame in your first 2 level ups. That's just RNG, so shrug, but we will take out as much ammunition as possible. Throw ammunition. because if we cannot ally attack relatively well, then yeah, we're just gonna suffer. So 90, 100 on 20 power. We also get a shovel, so I like using the shovel. I would not recommend using the shovel for most players. Period. That's the end of the sentence. But I think we have another tiny cut that I could get rid of. We also have a burn, that's right. Let's get rid of that because we have a bandage to wrap around our burn scars. But, was there something else? No, I see concussion, but I don't think that was, yeah, that's not that bad. So, in the game. In real life, I don't think I've ever had a concussion, but I've definitely hit my head a few times. And not of my own volition. But as we fight this unknown template boss. So again, obviously it's supposed to be a slime-based creature. It's supposed to kind of be... It's not exactly moving. I actually should have it move 1 pixel left, 1 pixel right. I tried that. It looked a little odd, but that's because I was using different details. So you can see the dither patterns here, kind of giving a pulsing kind of feeling. I wanted more pulsing than it kind of moving, because it's kind... Even though, yes, this is... If you've been trying to read the lore by pausing here and there, it is capable of moving at quick speeds is the implication, but that's not to say you can't fight it. So, I mean, that's all I'll say for the moment, but it's not bad. We'll definitely still touch it up, but without further ado, again, keeping in mind that was with ally attack, and that was a pretty strong ally attack. If I had fame, I think that was a guaranteed 2-shot. We do get fame. It's our doom we're worried about, so yeah, we're gonna find out if we can survive. But otherwise, template I think it's okay right now. But again, I could release it with what little I have. Obviously, there are still placeholders like the splash screen, the event, linked events. But as we light a holy candle and decrease our doom for a moment, you know what? We're gonna visit them. If it asks for fun, so be it. Thankfully, it asked for stamina, and we cross our fingers and hope because I forgot my second encounter. But yeah, for the thingamajiggy, for template specifically, and I really should have switched the thing to the thing. We also get the hermit, the police patrols to the hospital. Okay, our doom, actually, hold on, I need to concentrate for him, or I need to think for a little bit. Never mind. Doom increased by 6. For those who don't know, something funny to note there is that Aaron was changed some while ago because rolling a 1, I think, increased your doom by like 80. I don't remember the exact number, but it was definitely not 6. And conversely, there is an effect by rolling 100 in which doom decreases by a lot. But I think it was actually just set to 0 or decreased. Well, yeah, set to 0. Both of those are strong in both extremes, and they were changed to the effects they are now. I forgot. I think it's like maybe 20% doom. Maybe even 10 or 10%. I don't remember because I don't think I've ever... I think I've rolled it once, I just don't remember. But definitely I remember rolling 1 more than a few times, which is why I remember how bad it can be to just roll poorly here. But 6 Doom is thankfully... It's definitely survivable. If you roll... Even if you roll that twice in the rear run, then it's not so bad. Now, if you roll it... I could have filled the bottle with water, but I'm going crazy here. Yeah, if you roll it 3 or more times in your run, just... shrug, I guess. Oh, we have one more mystery left. What a fool I am to believe I was done. But, yeah, I don't think we survived this run. So, we'll do our best. We'll go for a high score. And by high score, I mean we're probably going to make it to the lighthouse, actually. But we will not survive due to either running out of stamina or reason. Most likely going to be doomed, though. I thought I picked up some... Oh, the hermit. The thing about the hermit, though, is that we need the reason to toss away, which we'll probably use by... we'll probably do by spending the... Assuming we hit these ally attacks here. By spending... Or using the holy candles I have in inventory, because they heal 2 reason. Yeah, so I can heal 4 reason on demand. Yeah, I can heal 2 reason on demand. Or 4 reason in total on demand. I can also level up and heal reason, but we're going to hold on this for a moment. Because all we really care about is whether or not we need to heal more stamina or reason. Now, we do have every single non-stat check, so thankfully we have a thingamajig. This is a Mizuki event, right? This feels like a Mizuki event. But anywho, yeah, it's a Mizuki event. I lost Doom for it. I did not want that, but gotta take what we can get. And I think we just ally attack. So again, ally attack works really well when it works out really well. Unfortunately, there are times in which it doesn't. And I think it actually is quite average there. I am on searching a max threat level downtown area, but I don't have anything to do now. So, yeah, we just move on and hope for the best. Now, at this point, we definitely need to get rid of... We have more than enough allies. We don't need the Hermit, per se. Or we don't need the Hermit, just in general. So we can let go, and hopefully no paranoia magic is happening to our face. But we definitely healed the Holy Candle. Yeah, we don't need the other stuff. I could have thrown the Holy Candle and the Steak Knife away, but I don't think we need to. So, yeah, the Hermit is quite powerful if you have the Reason to Spare. And by that, I mean on a non-Harbinger difficulty, the Hermit is usually going to be available to let go and decrease your doom. But sometimes that's not the case, so we don't even need the handcuffs. We should be able to just ally attack and use the power of friendship to get rid of Takshisan. The problem is, I forgot my second encounter here. So this is a survival run. We have the stamina because we can drink the bottle of water and level up. What I'm unfortunately not remembering is whether or not the Raven is second or was actually first. I feel like the Raven was actually second. Because I thought I fought the infested girl. I'm going to say the Raven. It was not Raven. But maybe we still have enough Doom? As long as I remember my second mystery, which should be Festival, because I did template third. So, Takshisan should not be able to touch us unless we miss all of these attacks. I missed 2 immediately off the bat. Did you see that? Maybe I hit 1, but I definitely saw myself miss 2. But we did Festival second. Yeah. I looked at the other mysteries and wondered. And by the skin of our teeth, Aaron. But hey, still working on template, basically. But yeah, nothing really much else to say. If you have anything to say, any advice you want to give, any questions, comments, concerns, criticisms, you also know what to do. If you want to support me or you don't want to, do whatever you want to do. I will be working on what I can work on. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later. Bye!